It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
Hello, good morning to you out there. It's a little bit of overcast here in South Florida. We're on the East Coast, coming to you from Palm Beach County here in South Florida. And got up early this morning. It was a nice, cool, crisp morning. Took the dog for a walk and saw a little bit of fog. It is a bit overcast. It doesn't appear to be like it's going to be a good day, but it looks like from the forecast it's going to clear up a little bit later. So if you want to get out there and enjoy something, today's the day to do it. We want to thank you for joining us. We always have a wide variety of guests on. We are here at 8 to 10 a.m. every Sunday morning. A wide variety of ways that you can listen to us. You can actually call in and listen. You won't be able to talk to the host or the guests, but you can call in and listen for whatever reason if you can't get us on the internet. 701-719-9704. It is an honor and a privilege to have you join in with us this morning. Got a whole lineup. My goodness, we're just going to go right down the line here in just a moment. Before we do that, I want to introduce my co-host, who is one of the top female kayakers here in Florida, Pam Worth. Good morning, Miss Pam.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for having me on. I love this show.
I love having you on. You always bring a unique perspective and always have something interesting for the listeners to listen to. Did you do any fishing this last week?
Yes, I did. I went to a place I've never fished before, just out on a whim, and got a double grand slam. All
Wow.
artificial. So that's snook, redfish, trout, and flounder.
My goodness.
So it was a good time. I had a great time. Got a beautiful snook on topwater. It was a great fight.
I take it this was on the West Coast.
I'm sorry.
On the West Coast?
Yeah, on the West Coast.
Yeah.
I was north. I was in the Homosassa area.
Wow. Well, I see a little bit of activity going on I'm looking up at the radar here, a little bit of activity all over the place. Nothing really serious, but looks like I'm looking for the forecast to see if it's going to clear up. It appears that it's going to clear up, but I can't tell you that. I'll tell you that in a few minutes.
Yeah, it looks beautiful over here. I've got all my friends have been texting me with reports already on what they're catching.
Yeah, what's going on?
I think they do that on Sunday morning just to tease me because they know I'm not out.
And what are you hearing? What are they catching?
Nice redfish, trout.
Wow.
There was a tournament in Jacksonville yesterday called the Extreme Inshore Tournament, and one of my girlfriends, Linnea, she ended up 4th overall out of 96.
Wow.
So that was pretty amazing, yeah. And she's the only one, she's like me, she only uses arty.
Mm-hmm.
So she went up against all the guys that were using, bait also. So I was really proud of her.
Wow. And now, was that a purse in that one, or was it just you get a trophy or what?
I didn't ask her what she got. I was just excited that she got 4th out of 96.
Those are the happiest people in the world. They're simple. Hey, I'm happy I caught fish. I don't care.
Right. No, she did really, really well.
Great.
Jacksonville isn't, I'm going to say, interesting area to fish because one day the reds can be there and the next they're not. And you have tidal swings. Like in the bay over here, the tide will move up maybe a foot. 2 feet is a big move, in Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. Over there, you get 6 to 8 feet tidal change.
Wow. I wonder why it's so drastic.
Just the bay, the Gulf out there doesn't have a big tidal change yet. On your coast, the East Coast, you have much more because you've got, the whole ocean out there.
Lord have mercy.
I didn't think of it.
I can't. 5 or 6 feet, your boat could be in the water, and then low tide, your boat will literally be on the bottom.
I know. There's an Instagram called the Qualified Captain, and basically, I think half of the photos come out of Jacksonville. Where you see them partying, and the next thing you do, you see the boat up on an oyster bed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and just if anybody's like me, I landmark navigate. And if you go out on a high tide and you come back in a low tide, you think you're in a different place.
Many years ago, I had my first boat was a little 16-foot runaround, and decided to go out to one of these islands. I was down in Miami at the time. Decided to go out to one of these little islands, and we're going to have a little barbecue and stuff. So it was me. I was married at the time, my wife and a friend of ours. And we got out on the island, and we set up, and everything's fine. And I thought the tide was coming in. I didn't realize the tide was going out. And where I had put the boat was only about 3 feet of water. Before I knew it, the boat was on the sandbar. And we were high and dry, and we had to sit and wait for like 8 hours for the...
You would have been on the qualified angler.
It was really something. I had Kitty, that's my computer. My kitty wants to get on my desk and on my computer, and that was crazy. 8 hours had. I wasn't a happy camper. Man. I was, I realized what was happening, but it was too late. I was trying to push the boat back. There was still a little water into the boat when I realized what was going on. I said, "Oh my gosh!" and get out there and start pushing and hoving. And nope, you're stuck. You're stuck. And then I think one of the helicopters for one of the news stations kind of circled around us, probably laughing. Hey, look at that big dummy down there. He's grounded out. He's not going anywhere for a while. Oh, gosh. So anything else going on that you want to share with us?
Kingfish are starting to come into the bay.
Really?
Right. Yeah. Soon afterwards, our tarpon season opens. It's not really a season. It's just when they move in. Mm-hmm. So all the big King of the Beach is coming up. You've got all the smaller tournaments before that. The Kingfish tournaments are starting to roll out. There's basically a tournament, at least one tournament every weekend now in Tampa Bay.
Wow.
Again, another reason why I'm so happy that the bay is closed down for harvesting of redfish and trout. I'm going to remind everybody, redfish and snook. You can still catch trout, but nothing over 20 inches. If it's over 20 inches, throw it back.
And give them a chance to repopulate the area.
Well, exactly. Those are the breeders. Those are the big breeders. They have the most eggs. It takes them, I think it was like 10 years to get that big. They don't grow as fast as other fish.
Wow.
Yeah. So handle them with care. Make sure your hands are wet or your gloves are wet when if you have to touch a trout, because it's got a real thick slime coat on it. And I caught a trout once that had a handprint across its back. You could see where somebody grabbed it with a dry hand.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Yep.
I didn't realize that when you were saying that some of these fish are 10 years old. Lord have mercy. I didn't, I'm thinking a couple of years and, we're ready to go.
No, redfish grow really quickly as I almost said Linnea, but as CCA had said last weekend, redfish grow really quickly. Mm-hmm. But trout are a lot slower, and snook are pretty slow also.
Wow. All right, well, let me bring my next guest on. He is on the line. That's Robert Warner. He is with the Florida... Let's try that again. He's with the Florida Fisherman magazine. You know what? I haven't had coffee, and I'm doing really good without coffee. I got to be honest with you. But still a couple of little burps here and there in the brain as I'm waking up this morning. Good morning, Robert.
We all have those, by the way.
Good morning, my friend. Thanks for joining in.
Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Go ahead, Pam.
Great.
Yeah.
Everything is great. The weather here is beautiful. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I said I heard you discussing how fast redfish grow.
Yeah. Somebody has a speakerphone on. Robert, you got a speakerphone on?
No, I do not.
Okay, I'm hearing a little bit of echo, and that's usually from... Okay, I'm sorry. Robert, you asked a question. Ask it again.
What's that?
You asked a question. Asked it again. You're asking Pam...
No, I said I heard you discussing how quickly redfish grow. The University of Miami did a study on mahi and how quickly they grow. It's just incredible.
Really?
Yep.
How do you find out how fast a fish grow? How do you do that?
Well, a lot of them, I don't know if you know this, but Captain Jack Carlson from Two Cogs Charters in Marathon actually goes out and catches cobia for a study they're doing every year now at the University of Miami. He's been doing this for the last 3 or 4 years for him now. He takes them several cobia every year because they're doing the same study with them. They're measuring to see how quickly they grow, and what their eating habits are and all of those things. So
Mike
has done the studies with mahi and taken them. You put them in captivity when they're small and keep feeding them. You can pretty much see how quickly they grow.
So he does keep them captive.
Yeah, the Maui, they've tagged a lot, and I think that's like one of the fastest growing fish out there. That's incredible how fast they grow.
Yeah, they do. They like triple their body size in the first year, and from then on, it just gets more.
Wow.
They grow to. If you find a 50 or 60 pound one, he's probably only 4 years old. So.
Wow. I'm curious, Robert. Do you know, are they actually in captivity? Growing them or? Yeah,
the cobia are. I know that the cobia are because Jack takes them there alive. So, and they.
Wow, I didn't think you could
studying cobia.
I didn't think
you have a big study. I'll try to find you the article. Jack sent it to me a couple of years ago when he first started it. But I'll try to find the article and send it to you. So.
I didn't think you could keep any of those fish in captivity because they're so. What's the word I'm looking for? They're deep sea fish. They're out in the ocean, deep ocean.
No, cobia will be on the flats.
Oh yeah,
we get cobia on the flats.
Cobia go everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
We normally start looking for cobia like triple tail around the sea buoys, going out.
I was surprised. I think it was Liza Fitzgerald with who she was. She was CCA. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Was telling us that they have places here in Florida that they raise fish and so that they can restock the different waters. I love doing the show because I'm always learning. That was something which is kind of a shock to me. I never thought about it. There's places that actually their business is to raise fish so that they can restock the different areas around the state. That's phenomenal. I never thought you could do it with a mahi-mahi, though.
Yeah, Duke Energy and Moat Marina had done that years ago and had stopped. Louisiana and Texas are noted for how many fish they raise and put back into the environment. But after this red tide, the government of the state of Florida came back together and said, we're going to start releasing them every year again.
Yeah. Well,
so that's going to help. You figure one of the captains came into the shop the other day and talked about how many redfish are caught in Tampa Bay. And he figured that on an easy week, a week where it was not pressured, it was over 500 fish in Tampa Bay a week.
Wow.
Redfish.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fish.
So think how many fish
then you look at these guys netting in, thousands and thousands of tuna, and it's just ridiculous.
That was the long nets. Yeah, I'm not happy about the long net stuff. Get too many things. You might be looking for tuna, but you don't end up with just tuna. You have too many other things as well, and they don't harvest them. They throw them back, and they're dead, and so it's just that's sad. What kind of?
I kind of want. Since you brought that up, there is, they have stopped netting in like the Gulf and long lining, and there is the commercial fishermen have gotten together and trying to put a bill back together to allow that to happen again. So I think we all need to stay on our toes and watch that.
Okay, wait, clarify that for me. You're putting a bill together for what?
To allow netting back out in the Gulf again.
Yeah, let's not let that.
Yeah, if you see anything on that, Pam, send it to me, please, so we can get it up on the page. And
okay, definitely. Follow CCA. They're the one, I saw it in an article that they had written. I'll see if I can't find that for you and forward it to you.
Perfect.
I think I forwarded it to you, Rascella, but I can't remember.
Yeah. I remember seeing something like that. Well, Robert, what do we got going on with regard to tournaments in the area?
Well, I've been working on the magazine all week, and I've sort of been stuck in computer land. So, lots of good stuff going on in the magazine. People send in. This will probably be the biggest issue we've ever done. People send in stuff from everywhere.
Wow!
It'll probably be close to 100 pages.
Great!
Wow!
Yeah, people have just sent. We've got everything from cobia fishing to snapper fishing, tuna fishing. Sales. We've got a little bit of everything in here. So
We've
even got stuff from. They sent us some stuff from upstate New York. I've got some stuff they sent from Australia.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
There's a young Pamela Ann Dolan is now she was doing just hunting charters before. Now she is doing African fish charters. So we've got some information on that. Alaska sent some stuff. So
Wow.
So, this is the time of year, by the way. If you're thinking of booking a trip to Alaska, this is the time to do it. And the fishing is phenomenal up there during the summer. You don't freeze to death. You don't get any sleep because the sun never goes down, but the fishing is phenomenal up there during the summer, and there's a lot of places that book charters and trips and have guides. If it's on someone's bucket list and you're thinking about it, this is the time to book those. So
I know it's beautiful. I had one of the guys that I worked for many years ago. I was running his plastics plants down in Hialeah. He went up there to Alaska, and the pictures he brought back, and it was, I want to say it was around May. Anyway, he said it was gorgeous. They went whale watching for a while. I don't think he did any fishing while he was there. Did some wildlife viewing, but said it was just so serene and so what's the word I'm looking for? Untouched. Yeah, untouched. There was areas that they went through just completely untouched, and it was. He said it made him feel like the smallest speck that he realized how where he fit in the realm of all of this, and was like, oh my gosh, He brought back some.
It'll make you feel small, that's for sure.
He brought back some pretty amazing pictures of what was going on. They took this one boat trip, I guess you want to call it, where they were whale watching, and the whales come right up to the boat, literally like feet away from the boat. And the pictures that he had would look like literally he was on top of the whale taking a picture of the whale. They're kind of scary looking.
The humpbacks seem to have a thing about splashing tourists in tourist boats too.
Yeah.
It's like they know.
A little bit of that.
Have some fun with it,
A little bit of that as well. Wow. All right. Well, we're running a little bit ahead of schedule.
One of the captains out of Marathon, Aaron Sutcliffe, goes there just about every summer. Comes back with some huge halibut pictures and just great stuff they catch up there. So.
Wow. All right. I'm a little bit ahead of schedule. I'm going to go ahead and take a break, but Robert, I want you to hang on with me because I have something I want to ask you about when we come back from the break. I'm going to surprise you. I found something out. I found something out that was a surprise to me. So anyway, we're gonna surprise the listeners with a something that Robert does that I didn't know he did. Anyway, we will.
Okay.
We'll take
Maybe
that up.
I don't know either.
We'll take that up in just a minute. Meanwhile,
you're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riskella. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Grace has some pretty stellar arms, like Serena Williams good, but her face is pretty disgusting.
Someone please tell him to go back into his closet and leave us alone.
Brittany's face is so stupid and I hate her so much. It's like a scientist created her in a lab to annoy humanity and didn't even do that good of a job.
Megan reminds me of a troll doll that came to life intent on killing us with her stupidity.
Why is Grace's head so big? It definitely has nothing to do with how smart she is and probably everything to do with how bloated she is.
He's so funny. Just kidding. Who would find this disfigured flamingo funny?
Never post a selfie of yourself. You look so ugly.
The only reason you have so many views is because we think you're a freak and we can't look away.
Megan is the main reason that the world sucks so much.
I would rather get cancer than listen to another Trevor Moran song.
You are a mistake. You should have never been born.
Drown yourself in a shallow puddle, please.
wow, I hope she's sterile.
These really stopped being funny a long time ago.
You're so much more than the things that people say about you.
Those people have no right to say cruel things to you to make themselves feel better.
It's okay that you sound different than everyone else.
That's what makes you so special.
We will not tolerate it. We will not tolerate it.
We will not tolerate it.
We will not tolerate it.
Every day, people make me feel like I stand out simply because of the way that I look.
Every day, people make me feel small.
Every day, I face the cruel words of bullying.
And every day, people tell me that I'm brave for enduring this humiliation.
But we're not the brave ones.
It's the ones that say no to the bullying.
The witnesses.
If we all join together, there's nothing that we can't do.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
When we see bullying online,
We will let the world know that we're going to take action with the eye.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
Our actions will overpower cruel words.
I am a witness.
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 There is power in words.
But it's nothing compared to the power of the actions that we put behind our words.
Visit eyewitnessbullying.org to learn more.
I am a witness, and so are you.
I'm gonna stand by you.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing in Florida when the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper. So I'm fishing in Florida. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right. Well, a good morning to you out there. If you're just joining us, it is the Fish Florida Show, and an honor and a privilege to have you listen in and allow us to share with you some of the information that we have. I'm always learning. I love doing the show because it's one of the things that just constantly teaches me about something that I am so passionate about, something that our family did as a family growing up. I believe it helped us tremendously when building relationships, and it's just something that I try to pass on to other people. It's an option that you have today to get out there and enjoy yourselves, enjoy the water, all share the same experience at the same time, and the result, hopefully, is that your relationships become stronger and your bonds become stronger because there's a direct attack on all of us today who are having any kind of a family kind of a relationship. So this morning I've got Pam Worth. She is one of the top female kayak anglers. She's always so generous with her time and so gracious to join us. Good morning, Miss Pam.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for having me on.
All right. And I asked Robert to hold on because I'm going to surprise him. Robert, good morning. Are you still there, my friend?
I am still here.
Okay, so
everybody's still there, apparently.
You know, I've been looking for somebody in the insurance industry for a while because I feel that that's something that we should share with the listeners. And I had an opportunity to have somebody who wanted to help sponsor the show, but found out, actually by accident, I found out that Robert is in the insurance business as well, right? Are you in the insurance business?
My wife and I have had an insurance agency for over 20 years now. Yes, sir.
My goodness. So you kept that secret from me.
Well, it's not part of the fishing world, so. But
well, the reason I was looking for somebody was I think it's a vital part of what we do. You know, we have Atlas Tracks that comes on and tells us about the peace of mind that you have when you have one of their pieces of equipment on your boat. You can find your boat within, I think it's 10 feet anywhere on the planet. It's just amazing, the technology that we have. But what happens if, for whatever reason, and it does happen, it's reality, you have one of these things on your boat, they find it, or for whatever reason your boat is never found or not found in time, now you have this huge investment. I mean, the last boat show I went to, I was shocked. The least expensive boat I saw was about $70,000. I hadn't been to a boat show in many years, but that was sticker shock for me. So you have people who have
They have gotten expensive. So.
You have people with tens of thousands of dollars invested in these things. And I would hope that you would have the wherewithal to invest in something like an Atlas Trax to, back up your protection. But what else do you do? In my logic, I would hope that you would have the wherewithal to say, you know what, I should have insurance. So let me ask you, do you write
would
it?
actually be surprised at how many boat owners do not have insurance.
How sad.
Because they don't use it. It's normally, the charter guys all do.
Mm-hmm.
They have to. But a lot of the people that just have the one that you see sitting on a trailer in their yard have very little insurance, if any. And most of them don't remember to cover their equipment either. They don't remember that if it's not a part of the boat, it's not a part of your boat insurance unless you have a rider on it for like your equipment, your tackle and all of those things, your electronics.
Mm-hmm.
If they are not permanently attached to the boat, they're not considered part of the boat policy. So you have to insure those things separately and make sure that you get a rider for them. And a lot of people just don't bother at all, honestly, with boats. They just don't.
Well,
Now the people with the big expensive boats obviously do, but the average person, like I said, when you see a trailer in somebody's yard with a boat on it, you probably got about a 70% shot that boat is not insured. So,
wow. Go ahead, Pam.
Well, I have a fast question. If you have, let's boat, kayak, whatever. If you have it trailered and it's sitting in your driveway and gets stolen, is that any way covered under your homeowner's insurance?
No.
Okay.
No, it is not.
No, I've heard people say it was. That's why I wanted to bring it out.
It's just like your car. If your car is stolen out of your driveway, it's not covered by your homeowner's policy.
Okay.
It's covered by your auto policy.
Robert, so your estimate is about 3/4 of the boats that are out there. Is it expensive I know auto insurance.
That's the thing. Boats and RVs are probably two of the most inexpensive things there are to insure. And, but for some reason, the people with RVs at least insure theirs when they're putting them on the road,
mm-hmm.
because I don't know if a lot of people know this, you can start and stop a policy. We have a lot of snowbirds that, they take off everything except the comprehensive insurance on their cars when they leave to go back up north. And they leave them that way for 6 months and come back and reinstate the policy for full coverage and drive off. But, and you can do the same with a lot of policies. People aren't really aware of the fact that you can start and stop a policy.
I wasn't aware of that. I thought once you had the policy, that's it, pal. You're in for the contract period.
Well, it depends on what it is, but no, a lot of the times now. Please don't misunderstand me, because you'll drive insurance agents insane with this. You can't insure your boat and then uninsure it this week, reinsure it next week, uninsure it the following week. You can't do that. But you can, if you want to take it off, if you're going to take your boat out of the water and you're going to be doing repairs on it, and you've had full coverage insurance on your boat, you can take everything off except for the comprehensive. And I don't recommend taking off the comprehensive, because if people vandalize your boat or any of that, that's what covers that. So you can take off everything else but the comprehensive while you're working on the boat. Tell them, it's going to be 4 months. The agent will call you back in 4 months and go, hey, you done with your boat? Yep. Okay. And they, reinstate your entire policy. But you can change coverages on these things depending on how much you use them. So.
Wow. And with regard to like an umbrella policy, is it really less expensive if I put my house and my car and my boat all together on one? Is that really something that provides? It is?
And an umbrella policy is something separate. An umbrella policy is a liability rider.
Oh.
An umbrella policy, if you have, let's say you have your house insured and you have your car insured and you want $1 million umbrella, you just get $1 million umbrella, and it's basically additional liability on all your policies. But
and I know, and I want your feedback on this. It seems to me that the issues, at least here on the East Coast and the southeast coast of Florida, the issues with boats being stolen, regardless of the size, I'm really shocked. Regardless of the size, it seems that the issue with boats being stolen is on the increase. Do you agree or disagree?
Absolutely. And for a while, they were just stealing outboard motors because it was easy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to take the boat. You can just go unbolt them and take them. You know.
Wow. So in a
You
circumstance,
can't trace those as well either, can you? An outboard?
No, you can't. They're hard to find.
so if somebody takes an outboard,
Once
it's
an
not.
outboard's gone, it's pretty much gone. So.
It's not. I would imagine a serial number. So there's no way to identify it.
Oh, there is. There's numbers on it, but it's just like cars. I mean, most of these people aren't selling these things whole. When somebody steals a car,
I didn't think
they don't
about
try to
that.
Sell the car
Yeah.
in one piece.
Yeah.
They part it out.
Yeah.
And you start parting out outboards, and
Wow.
there's not much that you can identify when it's sold in pieces. So,
If I have my boat insured, and somebody decides to steal the outboard, and I contact you and I go, Robert, some dipstick decided that they wanted my motor more than me, and now it's gone. What can you do to help me? I'm insured through you. Huh?
If you're insured, we just you make a claim. The claims adjuster comes out. We know what you had on the boat because that's what we insured, and they replace them.
Wow. I mean, that seems pretty straight up logic to me. If you're going to make that kind of investment, that you would back it up.
Yeah, like I said, the biggest problem is normally people not remembering or not thinking they need to insure their equipment. It's all my rods and stuff, and I normally keep them in my garage, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then you leave them on your boat for 2 days, and they're all gone.
Yeah.
And,
Wow.
Oops.
And if
I
you-
guess I forgot to insure those.
And if you don't have a special rider, they're not covered, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So you got to make
Same
sure you
with
have.
electronics that are added onto the boat unless they're permanently mounted into the dashboard of the boat. So anything like a fish finder that you bolt on
Mm-hmm.
is not covered.
Oh, that's not considered permanently mounted?
No. If it'll come out with you, it's not permanently mounted. If you can leave with it, it's not permanent.
Oh, my goodness. And I know that is definitely on the rise. I had, what's his name? Bruce Marks, I think it is. He's one of the outspoken activists about trying to get this a little more under control. It's just really out of hand here. And I don't know about the West Coast. Pam, I'll ask you in a moment. But here on the East Coast, it's just out of hand. And I'm sad because some of these people are very brazen. This one particular example that I'm thinking of, this boat had to be 30 some odd feet long, had 3 engines on the back of it, 3 axles on the trailer. This isn't something that they can hook up to and just barrel down the road with. It's amazing. They did this particular one. They did find. We have a Facebook page. I'm sorry, I can't think of what it is, but there's a Facebook page that helps people locate. They put, okay, this boat was stolen from wherever. Keep a lookout on it. And one of these boats was actually found using this Facebook page. So we are trying to get a little bit of control. I say we, the people who are activists about this, trying to get a little bit of control because this is really out of hand. There's nothing like the feeling of coming and finding something that belongs. Somebody's decided that they wanted it more than you, and it's just an empty, sick feeling that you get. And I would like to avoid that at all costs, and I would hope that everybody else would want to do the same thing. Robert, if they want more information about what you do, you have a website for the insurance company?
We do. It's winsurance.net.
W?
Or it just reads winsurance.net.
Okay. And the phone number?
The phone number, if they want to call the office, is 772-692-9311. So
772?
692-9311.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've been looking for the longest time. I've been looking for somebody in insurance to come on and kind of share with the listeners. We really should. This is something. It's just, to me, it's logic. You're going to have this investment. You should really protect it in the best way that you can. And from what you're telling me, it's not really that expensive. My goodness,
You just got to be careful, and most of the time, don't do a boat policy online because you're not going to get the right information. Call somebody, that's familiar with boats to insure your boat so they can get you the right coverage for your boat. If you do it online yourself, you're going to miss stuff like those riders for your equipment and some other things that you might need. So if you're going to insure your boat, at least call a local agent that's familiar with boats and do it that way. So.
And I take it you are one of those local agents.
Yes, we are. We are that. And at least we didn't have to talk about health insurance, which is normally a really sore subject with people. So.
Yeah, well, you know, the health insurance thing, I think I shared with you. I had heart angina last week. A little over a week ago, I had heart surgery. 2 days later, I'm out walking my dog. It's amazing. Technology is amazing, especially when it's used to help you.
People don't understand the whole thing that goes on with health insurance.
It's a nightmare.
They just want to criticize how it is, but they don't really understand how insurance works. So, you know, if you want to criticize something, at least understand the program and how it works, and then you can criticize it. But,
well, they only get the surface of what's going on. They don't understand what's happening below the surface.
I always use the car policy analogy because people understand it better.
Mm-hmm.
And just imagine, first of all of these people that want to cover pre-existing conditions, that's great, and it saved a lot of lives. But when it comes to the cost effect on your insurance, it's the same as if we opened it up tomorrow and said, okay, everybody that's had multiple DUIs can now get a car policy.
And that would skyrocket. Yeah, would skyrocket.
And the reason that they had to get all the younger people into the health insurance pool is for the opposite reason, because they're the ones that don't get sick.
Mm-hmm.
But they also don't normally buy insurance, and without them, it's just like having a bunch of bad drivers in the pool, and that's it.
Wow.
You know, so, you know, people don't understand how insurance works, and so next time we're going to criticize the way health insurance is, you try to figure it out.
Call Robert. Call Robert. He'll explain it to you. I think Pam has a question. Go ahead, Pam.
No, I don't want to get into the whole health insurance because there's a lot of pros and cons over there. But jokingly, does a policy cover if you're out in your boat offshore and you drop a rod in? I had somebody tell me that insurance covers that.
It does if you have a rider on your equipment.
Oh my goodness!
Dang!
Wow!
That would have saved me a couple $1,000s.
That would have saved us all money, you know, at one point in our lives or another.
So I hope the listeners got that, because that was a shock to me. If you have your equipment is insured and you have a rider on the equipment, you happen to be offshore and you hook a fish, for whatever reason, the rod and the reel go into the water, you're covered. Wow.
Yeah, as long as you can verify that, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's great.
Well,
if you were out there on the boat alone, it might be a little difficult to verify, but you shouldn't be out on a boat alone anyway. So.
Yeah, we were offshore and we were doing some taping, and I had a sailfish hit, so I was trying to reel in my other rod, and the one time I didn't leash it down, and when I reeled, it was in the rod holder, and when I reeled up, I didn't realize it came out of the rod holder, so when I reeled down, it went right in the drink.
Ooh.
And on camera.
Oh my goodness!
Embarrassing.
Well, at least you had evidence.
Well, that would be verification there, Pam.
I swear! Look here, it's on film. Look.
Yeah, it's right here. Watch. There you go.
I felt like telling them, if you want to find out the things you shouldn't do, just follow me around. I can show you. Although I can show you how to get lures out of trees because I'm really good at it.
Yeah, I'm good at that and getting them off of docks.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. I know, the joke is everybody knows I don't like to do dock fishing because I'm an expert at it. Nobody wants to fish with me because I am an expert. I can catch the biggest dock and the biggest boat along the whole road.
We're talking about...
And the ropes. Don't forget the ropes.
Yeah.
I got to catch the ropes.
Oh, they're the worst. You catch the ropes, and that's to cut your lure off and give it to the homeowner.
Oh, gosh.
Yep.
Were you talking about the dock fishing thing? There was that lady that a bunch of people showed up to fish up her dock.
Oh, yeah.
Joyce.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joyce is famous now. Yeah.
Spraying people with the hose as they come up to fish on her dock. What a riot. Wow. Well, some of the more...
They ended up with almost 100 boats out there last week.
Lord have mercy.
I saw that on Instagram, and they had a whole plot on where you can park your boat and where not to. It was great. It was awesome.
Well, the FWC was there. The FWC patrolled it the entire time, just to make sure everything. Did you see the guy floating on the mattress?
Oh my gosh! Are you kidding? There was somebody floating
around.
around?
An air mattress and was fishing on an air mattress outside of her dock. So.
Oh, they say there's a Southern term, that'll learn her.
That's
Wow.
for sure. I'm sure she has learned a valuable lesson on water.
Wow, too funny. Well, we're up. It's that time again, Robert. Before we go, I'd like the listeners give the phone number out again and the website, if you would, and we'll go from there.
Phone number for the insurance is 772-692-9311. And if you want to find our magazine, it is flfishmag.com.
Robert, thank you. I was really surprised that you're in the insurance. That really came as a surprise to me. I've been looking for somebody for quite a while. All right.
Surprises a lot of people. I don't talk about that a whole lot.
All right. Well, it's that time, so don't go away. It is the Fish Florida Show with Robert and Pam, and we've got my next guest coming up in just a moment, and we'll be right back.
You guys have a great day.
Being a dad is an adventure full of special moments.
A cruise? Surprise!
Unexpected moments.
I got this.
And even awkward moments.
Okay, Dad, thank you.
But every moment you spend with your kids, even the smallest moments, can make the biggest impact on your child's life. So take a moment to be a dad today.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I wasn't sure if I could do it. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but the teachers, the counselors, they help you. One of the teachers was Miss Araceli. Miss Araceli, she gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll come over and she'll sit there with you until you get it. Thank you, Miss Araceli. I know you make a difference in people's lives because of the person and teacher you are. I wanted to be here because I wanted to thank you for helping me get a beautiful gift. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work. Getting your high school diploma, it is a life-changing experience. It really is.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Have you ever heard of Audible? Audible is a website with hundreds of thousands of audiobooks. They're all high quality, easy to listen to, and, best of all, if you take advantage of a special deal that we've worked out for you, you can get one for free. That's right, a free audiobook of your choice in any genre, simply by going to audibletrial.com/openeyes and signing up for the free trial. It's simple to do, and it would support the shows that we bring to you, and hey, you get a free book out of the whole thing. So why not take advantage of it today? Go to audibletrial.com/openeyes and sign up for the trial.
Ask 10 different scientists about the environment, population control, genetics, and you'll get 10 different answers. But there's one thing every scientist on the planet agrees on. Whether it happens in 100 years, or 1,000 years, or 1,000,000 years, eventually our sun will grow cold and go out. When that happens, it won't just take us. It'll take Marilyn Monroe, and Lao Tzu, and Einstein, and Morobuto, and Buddy Holly, and Aristophanes. All of this was for nothing. Unless we go to the stars.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
While other stations just talk a good game, we win it.
The way this state line looks in my rear view, this highway reminds me of you. This empty seat beside me keeps calling out your name, and the way the taillights keep on shining on that life I left behind me. Every mile, every sign is reminding me why I ain't turning around this time. If you miss me already, ready, steal the keys to your daddy's car, baby, come and get me. I'm just out here chasing stars. I have come this far, and my gypsy heart will show you where I am. So catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. For you I drive a little slower, but there's no way I'm pulling over. 'Cause these wheels, they started rolling, and they ain't ever gonna stop. I gas it up, hit the road, got a long way to go, baby, burn the black top. If you miss me already, ready, steal the keys to your daddy's car, baby, come and get me. I'm just out here chasing stars. I have come this far, and my gypsy heart will show you where I am. So catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. Oh, I'm not trying to hide. I'm out here in the wide open. If you miss me already, ready, baby, come and get me. If you miss me already, ready, steal the keys to your daddy's car, baby, come and get me. I'm just out here chasing stars. I have come this far, and my gypsy heart will show you where I am. Well, I have come this far, and my gypsy heart will show you where I am. So catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. If you can. If you can.
While other stations just talk a good game, we win it.
Hey, sounds like somebody's having a lot of fun. I grabbed my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing in Florida where the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper. So I'm fishing in Florida. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscola Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscola Stevens.
All right. Well, a good morning to you. If you're just joining in, you missed out quite a bit. But we do have archives set up. Our archives are set up on www.fishfloridashow.com. You can go there and click on past events, and you'll find our archives located there. So anything that you missed, you can always listen to again. It's always interesting for me, where I always find something out when I do the show. Always learning. For me, it's great. I would hope that the people on the other end of the microphone, they probably know most of this stuff already, but you're learning something here and there. And it was really interesting to have Robert on. I was shocked to find out that Robert was with the insurance industry as well. I've been looking for somebody from the insurance industry to come on and kind of share with us what goes on in the insurance industry. So I'm going to use him as a reference from now on. I'll have somebody that I can, kind of run it by and say, hey, Robert, what about this for insurance, or what about that kind of thing? So it's good information to have, and always try to bring you something that is interesting and worthwhile for you to listen to. This morning I have Pam with me. Pam is one of the top female kayak anglers here in Florida. She's always so generous and gracious. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Pam, for joining us. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. And I wanted to add, the other thing about Robert and his insurance company that people should know is that they do specialize also in nautical. So boats and boat type coverage, and not all insurance companies are that knowledgeable about it. So I did want to bring that up.
That was a pleasant surprise to find out, because I think I shared with you I had an insurance company that wanted to help sponsor the show, and then I found out that he was an insurance agent. I said, I can't do that to Robert. He's so gracious. Every morning every Sunday he's here in the morning to give us the lowdown what's going on. So I felt that was only fair to give him an opportunity to share with everybody. Anyway, my next guest is Carol Strickland. Carol has a unique product, but not only a unique product, she's also a fisherwoman. Or is that the correct term, Pam? A fisherwoman?
Angler.
An angler. Okay, we have to be politically correct. So anyway, Carol, I met at the what is that called? It was the ring. Something about the ring. I'm you know what? I'm doing pretty good for somebody who's not drinking coffee. I'm awake. My eyes are open, and I'm talking. The Quest for the Ring with with Jimmy. I can't think of his last name, but anyway. And I hope I missed it this year, doggone it. But I hope she can give me kind of a little bit of lowdown. Good morning, Carol. How are you doing?
Oh, good morning. Thanks for having me on. I'm great.
Did you have
Jimmy Johnson?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you happen to attend this one?
We did. It was our 4th year fishing it, and it was a great tournament. I'll tell you, they really, the people that put the tournament on do an awesome job.
Yeah.
Todd and Valerie Roy, their company, and all the people that work for them. You were there, so you saw firsthand. It's just a tremendous tournament. Of course, you can't ask for a better location down there in the Key.
Yep. Wow. So the reason I wanted to get you back on, because we haven't had you on in a little while, you have a really neat product, something that I have personally tasted and I think is phenomenal. And I think it's called Mermaid USA, because I think there's a Mermaid out there, but I think yours is Mermaid USA. Is that correct?
It's Mermaid Vodka is the name of our product. It's the trademark name, brand name, whatever you want to call it. And our website is mermaidvodkausa.com.
That's where I got the USA.
That's where you got the USA, because we are made in the USA, and actually our product is a Florida product. The corn comes from an organic farm in Jacksonville. That's our base. That's what we distill it from, and the distillery is located in Fort Myers. So everything's Florida. Everything about our product is Florida through and through. It's
a small company. It is family owned. It is all the things that I love to support, because it's the things that help make America America. America was built on the backs of small businesses. When you deal with the small businesses, just so that you know, roughly a little over 60 cents of every dollar that you invest with them stays in the local area. When you invest with these big corporations, less than 40 cents stays in a local area. So this is another reason that you want to deal with small companies, locally owned, family, because the investment comes back. The investment is shared back with you. And this product, I got to tell you, I'm not really a person that enjoys alcohol, but I happened to taste this product and I was shocked. I was truly shocked at how well it tasted. And how easy it went down, very smooth. You can tell they put a lot of time and a lot of quality goes into this thing. Well worth the investment if you're along that line. So are you still sponsoring I'm trying to think of the name, the Mavericks. Are you still sponsoring the Mavericks?
Yeah, we are still with the Fish Mavericks. This will be our 2nd season. And they've done really well. Their first season on Discovery was, of course, last year, 2018. It was their 4th season airing, but first season on Discovery, and they just knocked it out of the park. I mean, it's a lifestyle show. It's people that aren't familiar with the Fish Mavericks. It's a group of guys that go and they fish tournaments, and then they kind of do a lot of side trips where they fish in different places like Costa Rica and all over Florida, Louisiana. And it's really about kind of the fun things that they do, their antics. They're just a fun group of guys. And then even if you're not an angler per se, you can enjoy watching the show. It's like Duck Dynasty for fishing. So there you go. A lot of people that watched Duck Dynasty never went duck hunting in their lives, but they have a huge following, and that's kind of the same premise for the Fish Mavericks. And
Yeah.
of course, our brand
Now, when do
is
they-
about fishing.
When do they start up again? When does their season start on Discovery?
Their season starts airing in May this year. It's a little bit later in the year. And they may be actually on an even larger network this year. They're finalizing their negotiations now, so I won't give up the the name of the new network, but it's bigger. They'll have actually a better time, a better day and time for their show to air.
Wow.
So everything is bigger and better for the Fish Mavericks this year, and Mermaid Vodka is going right along with them for the ride.
Hot dog.
That's awesome.
So before I forget here, because I looked up Mermaid Vodka and I ran into two of them. So give your website out so people don't get confused.
It's mermaidvodkausa.com. The
Okay.
other brand you're referring to isn't even distributed in the United States, and it does create some confusion, but they're nothing like our product. There's nothing out there like Mermaid Vodka. You know, it's just an amazing brand, and we've improved our formula. We went from 6 times distilled all the way up to 48 times distilled.
Wow.
So, yeah, you're going to have to try it again.
Wow. Well, I got to tell you, at 6, it was phenomenal. I can't imagine. It would probably be like water going down.
No, it is super, super smooth. And, you know, being sold at Total Wine has really helped grow our brand. We're available at all of the Total Wine stores throughout the state of Florida. So we're really swimming along quite fast now.
Nice.
Yeah.
If they can't find it at the Total Wine stores, if I'm not mistaken, I think they can order it online. Is that correct?
It is available for order online. Our website has a link on it. The link is appropriately named Get Hooked by Now. So that's where they can order it online. It takes them into a portal to place the order, and we ship it out. So it's ready to go.
Can't make it much easier than that. It is a quality product from the last, and I can't imagine 40 times now. The last time I tasted it I think it was only 6, and it was very, very, very smooth. It was unlike, I got to tell you, I don't like anything. Again, I'm not somebody who drinks a lot of alcohol, so my tendencies to taste the stuff, my mouth is very sensitive to it. So if I get something that hasn't been filtered well, I can taste it right off the bat. And with this product, it was amazing. Truly, truly. I think I had 2. I
thought I remember coming by for a second sample.
Because it was.
We're going to need to get you a designated driver now.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I enjoy having you on, and I'm so glad that, before I go, I wanted to mention, we had Doug, is it Doug, Carol, the captain of the Fish Mavericks?
Dave Chunky.
Dave, that's who. Dave. We had Dave on, and he was, what a character. He shared with us some of the stuff that he does, and I've seen a couple. I haven't seen a whole. What am I trying to say? Whole show,
season.
But a whole show. But I've seen a lot of clips, and the clips that I see, I mean, you're rolling laughing watching these guys. They're so entertaining. It is very, very enjoyable to watch. I wish that I had friends like this that I could go out on and just have such a dramatically fantastic time out there. I mean, even if every one that I've watched have caught fish, but I can imagine they could go out and not catch any fish and still have just an unbelievably great time. And that's the kind of people I like. I just love that.
They are a lot of fun. They keep threatening to take me out, but our schedules haven't matched up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out and fishing with them. They're really great anglers, and they make it look easy, but they do catch a lot of fish. And they're actually going to have a new boat this year too. And again, I won't I won't steal their thunder, but they really have brought on some amazing sponsors. And their new boat is going to be even bigger and better. And,
wow.
You know, when you look at what they do, I mean, it's pretty amazing that they're trailering these boats
Yeah.
around. They have 2 boats and trucks. And
take them everywhere.
It's like a rolling billboard for us up and down 9.
Yep.
We're in a competition to see who has the most miles on them or me.
My goodness. Well, I'm all out of time, Miss Carol. If we before we go, I want you one more time. If they want to reach you, is there a phone number they can call you at?
There is. Everything's on our website. We have a contact form. We have phone numbers, addresses. We put it all out there. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. All 3 social medias we can be found under @Mermaid Vodka, and of course on our website, mermaidvodkausa.com.
mermaidvodkausa.com. You got to go check this stuff out, man. I'll tell you, I promise you, you will not regret it. It is one of the finest drinks I've ever had. I just honestly, it's just one of the finest. And that's why I like having her back on. It's a quality product made by a very quality person. They take their time, and it shows. It shows in the product itself. Miss Pam, I'm getting ready to go, but before we go, any parting words for Carol?
No, I'm just so proud of her, and I love that they're all through Florida now with Total Wine, because that was going to be one of my questions. So just keep it up, lady. And we should have one of the Maverick guys on in May when they launch again.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Have them back on.
Okay. Well, we'll make sure that happens.
All right, Miss Carol, thank you so much. Carol Strickland, she's with Mermaid Vodka USA. You can find them online. Thank you, Miss Carol. It's that time again, my friends. Don't go away.
You're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riskella. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
What's up, Ricky Dillon here at the largest social media gathering in the world. So the internet is an amazing place, but sometimes it can be a not so great place with online bullying and trolling and stuff. Have you ever seen online bullying before?
Unfortunately, it's kind of common. Online, people can hide behind the internet. Those comment sections can be a little
harsh.
Yeah,
Definitely.
That's a good word for it.
I've been called many homophobic names.
I felt embarrassed. I felt humiliated. It made me stop liking myself.
What if I told you there is something that you can use anytime that you see bullying online that calls attention to it in a nice way? Like, hey, that's not nice.
I wish that was the thing.
It's this! So anytime that you see any kind of hate online, go into your phone, go into the symbol section, post this I, and it says that that's bullying, that's not nice. So would you post this if you saw someone bullying someone?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like a lot more mature way to handle situations.
Find the emoji in your phone, send it to 5 of your friends, and let them know what it means to be a witness.
Go to eyewitnessbullying.org to learn more about the emoji.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick of Bowen Realty. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped, even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion: air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick of Bowen Realty. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478. Diane Whittick at Bowen Realty, located in Wellington at Wellington Trace East and Forest Hill Boulevard. 561-247-5478.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework. It makes no sense. I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack. I can't find my backpack. I couldn't even read his handwriting. Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt. I know he's bright. Why is it so hard for me? He's I'm just trying gotta as try a hard little as harder. I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right. Well, good morning to you if you're just joining us. It is the Fish Florida Show. I am your host, Riscala. We are here every Saturday, 8 to 10 a.m. and hope that you would tell your friends and enjoy our show and just kind of kick back and listen to what we have to say. And some of the stuff I learn, almost every show I learn something. So in hopes that some of those out there that are listening would learn something as well. Maybe a different method of going fishing, maybe a different kind of a lure. We talk about so many different things. This morning I have with me Pam Worth. She's one of the top female kayak anglers. She's always gracious to share with me and the listeners about what's going on. And let's bring her on. Good morning, Miss Pam.
Good morning, sir. Thank you again for the invitation to join you. I always enjoy my Sunday mornings with this station and the show.
Thank you. It's clearing up a little bit over here now. We're starting to see a little sunshine, starting to warm up a little bit. What's it look like over there?
It's beautiful. It's bright and sunny. It's a gorgeous day. Great day to be out on the water. I'll bet they're chewing.
Get out there and do it while you can, my friends. That's why we're here. We have water 3 sides of the state, the east, the south, and the west. And you kind of shooting yourself in the foot if you're not enjoying it, that's for sure.
Exactly, and everything in between. I mean, you can't probably drive 30 minutes without hitting a lake.
That's right. Whether it's a lake or a canal or the ocean,
Yep.
I think in the narrowest spot, I think the state is only about 90 miles wide. So that'd be like an hour and a half of drive, and you go from literally one ocean to the next.
That's true. That is true.
So we take advantage of it. There's a lot of things that you can fish from shore. You don't have to have a boat. You can still have a great time fishing from shore. One of my favorite things was, I've shared with people many times, we used to go fishing as a family all the time. It was rare that we went out on a boat. We would go to a bridge. We would go fish offshore. We would go to a pier. I think I had more fun as a kid doing it that way than was on the boat, because when you get out on the boat for a kid, it's a little more difficult. Your boat's constantly moving around. You're trying to keep your balance, especially on days when it's like 4 feet. So you're constantly moving around. So it's a little more stable on the on the earth itself.
And if you go pier fishing, I don't even think you need a license. I think
I
just
think you're
pay
right.
your fee on the pier. A lot of piers even rent equipment. They have bait. Just, you don't have to bring anything. Go out and have a good time. And the guys that run, the little tackle shops that are on the pier, they know everything that's biting. They know the techniques that people are using. And each pier is just a little bit different with different techniques and different fish. And you just really can have a great time very inexpensively.
Yeah. And what the thing for me is that if you're doing it with other people and you're all sharing the same experience, you're all experiencing the same thing at the same time, it tends to build relationships. And today that is very important. We need relationships in our lives, and positive relationships. I'll make sure I put that in here. Positive relationships in our lives, because there's an old song that says "Lean on Me." I don't know how many of you remember that song, but it says, "Lean on me." We all need somebody to lean on. We all have a time in our lives when we could use somebody, a friend or something, to lean on. Well, the way that you build that relationship is doing things together, enjoying it, sharing the same experience. And as you do that, the relationships become stronger. You have people that you can lean on when, God forbid, when the time comes.
And what's best and I'm from a really large family. I have 6 brothers and sisters. What's even better is when you get back together for holidays or whatever, you have all those funny stories to tell.
All the memories. True, all the memories that you have. And anyway, I'm looking for my next guest. I hope he's going to call in a moment. This is Captain Tom VanHorn. He may be out on the water and having a difficult time because he would have called in by now. But we'll give him a couple of minutes and see if he'll call in. In the meantime, while we're waiting.
In the meantime, I was going to say, if you don't mind, I'd love to talk about one of my sponsors for a couple seconds, unless you had another topic.
No, go ahead.
I wanted to talk about and it fits just in what you were saying about family-owned, in the same area forever. I work at Camp Fishing Outfitters, which probably is one of the largest tackle shops in the state of Florida, really close to it. I think maybe Strike Zone might be a little bigger, but bigger than any of the box stores if you take out their boats and their specialized clothes. But they target or they accommodate all sorts of fishing. They have the newest lures always, the newest rods, reels, and everybody there is either a tournament angler or a captain with years and years of experience on the water. So you're not sitting there with a kid in high school trying to explain, the differences between a sealed reel, a non-sealed reel, a reel with bearings, or a reel with bushings for, which is the newest thing out, for drag.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just kind of wanted to do a shout out for Camp Fishing Outfitters. Thank you for letting me do that.
Yeah, no sweat. So you get a bit of an education as well.
Yeah, they're also lady dog and children friendly, which you don't find in a lot of places. And and very, very. I mean, they're so precise that we have a lot of the IFA and offshore and kingfish anglers come in there. So we go from the very top echelon of anglers down to seminars for how to tie a knot, how to pick a jig, how to pick a lure, what's the basics that you need to get out on the water. And we detail or fine tune the equipment that you need to your style of fishing.
Wow.
I mean, you walk in and go, I need a rod and reel for fishing. We're going to narrow it down to use bait, to use artificials. If you use artificials, are you throwing heavy lures, light lures? We get it down and fine tune that for you, which if you walk in another store, they're going to hand you a combo that may or may not fit the exact situation you need.
And probably one of their more profitable combos at that.
Yeah.
A lot of it is,
and it's, as you said, it's family owned, so everything stays in the Bay Area.
That's great. Well, it looks like we have Captain Tom VanHorn on the line with us. Good morning, Captain Tom.
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing?
Go ahead, Pam.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Are you out fishing, sir?
No, not today. I have today off.
Oh.
Yay.
There must
be. Thank you for taking it to call in. Well, what do you basically target out there, and what area are you in?
Well, I fish in the Misquito Lagoon and the east part of Florida, east central Florida. Misquito Lagoon, Indian River Lagoon, Port Canaveral, and the St. Johns River freshwater.
And
so I do a little bit of everything.
Beautiful. I've seen I have an IFA tournament over there, so I may be calling you later. But I've seen some beautiful fish coming out of the lagoon lately. What's the water like there? Has it started to improve, or is it still deteriorating?
It's showing some improvement, which it normally does this time of year. But most of the fish I've been catching, I've been targeting the bigger trophy fish. And using electronics and stuff, kind of a little different. I usually go up on the flats for a little while. We'll fish a little bit, then we'll go hit some, places where there's some bigger fish.
Are you using?
Now, when you say
go ahead, Pam.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you say electronics, what do you mean by that?
Well, I just use my side imaging sonar. And you can actually, I have a Humminbird Helix 9, and you can. After you learn how to use it, that's the hard part, because there's no school to go to. You can actually start seeing the bigger fish. like the 20, 30-pound drum and
Nice.
redfish.
Wow.
Nice.
So are you fishing live or are you fishing lure?
Well, normally if I go up on the flats, I'll fish lures.
Mhm.
But for the bigger fish, I usually chunk a piece of cracked crab. They just it's like a key lime pie to a redfish. They just can't pass it up.
Oh. So when you're baiting crab, I think it's blue crab, right?
Yes, blue crab.
And you said a piece of a crab? You're not putting a whole crab on.
Well, see, a lot of people fish with a whole crab,
Mm-hmm.
and if you've ever looked at, a redfish or a black drum, and you look at the crushers that they have in their throats, for them to eat that big crab, they have to inhale it, crush it up, and usually they spit it back out,
Mm-hmm.
and then they eat the piece. So if you just give them a little piece to start with, I actually break it all the way down to where I just give them like a quarter of a crab without the shell, just the body.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll eat that a
Wow.
lot quicker.
Fish Logic 101.
Yeah. Well, a lot of guys, you see them chunking those big old crabs, and the crabs are, if you go out and buy live crabs for bait, you're looking at $2 a piece.
Ooh. Wow.
So you throw that big old whole crab out there. Now, the only problem with the little piece is that it'll only last about 5 minutes.
Yeah, pinfish.
The pinfish, the puffers, they just go at it. But with usually with the electronics, I can see the fish, and we can put the bait right in the area of the big fish.
And focus it right down to where they're at.
Yeah, and
That is amazing.
it's really the technology's really getting great. I mean, Holiday down there uses it to find snook. Mike Holiday down in Stewart area. And he's really good with it. I've seen his images on there. You can find tarpon. Like most of the time when people fish tarpon, they see the rolling tarpon.
Mm-hmm.
But underneath, like Boca Pass, what's that, 30, 40 feet deep?
Yeah.
And, so you can actually see the fish on the bottom or where they're at in the water column.
Wow.
Kind of cheating, I guess, in a way, but.
So
And that's I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead, Pam.
That's the hummingbird that you're using for the side imaging?
I'm a Johnson outdoors guy. I have the Minn Kota iPilot and the Hummingbird. And see, that's the other thing with the iPilot. I got the spot lock on it. I can cruise around, look at my machine. As soon as I see the fish, I just hit spot lock and tell my clients, right here.
Now, for people who don't know that's a trolling motor, correct? Can you just kind of explain that a little bit more?
Because he threw me off completely.
It's a Minn Kota trolling motor, and it has a GPS feature that allows you to keep, what it does, it locks in the GPS and keeps you within 5 feet of your target.
What?
Yeah. So, and a lot of guys offshore are using them now. Because instead of anchoring up on a reef, they can just spot lock it. And, and the other beautiful thing about that is number one, you don't use the anchor. I did a video on YouTube, and it's called the No Anchor Anchor. It's all about that spot lock. But, places where there's sensitive bottom, you don't mess it up. When you drop an anchor, you can just sit on top of it with your trolling motor. And then, the other thing, if you get a big fish and you need to chase it, you don't have to pull your anchor to chase it. You just come off a spot lock and away you go. It's pretty easy.
Okay. Now you're throwing something at me that I'm really curious. Are you telling me that they have trolling motors that can be, I'm going to use the word associated, for lack of a better description, with a GPS, and that that the trolling motor, instead of using the anchor, the trolling motor will keep you in the general area?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Within 5 feet.
Holy smokes.
But the only problem with that is, you know how your GPS works from a satellite. So if you get underneath structure like a bridge or something, and you lose, just like if you have stereo, radio, and you drive under an overpass and you lose your signal.
The same thing.
With that.
Yeah. That's phenomenal, though.
Or if it's if it's real cloudy, sometimes you'll lose.
I had no idea there was even anything like that out there available.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, it's been out for probably 10 years, at least 5 years, I would say. At least
Wow.
5.
I'm always learning.
And-
That's
and
one of the reasons I love doing this show.
There's areas, and there's the technology keeps getting better and better, but there's areas like down in the Keys that they don't let people fish because they don't want them to anchor.
Right. This is a perfect alternative. Perfect alternative.
With this technology, they could actually, if the people were using spot lock to anchor, they could actually let them in.
Wow.
Those, that were areas where there's sensitive bottom and they want to protect it. They don't want to, drag an anchor.
That's phenomenal.
That kind of thing.
That's phenomenal. All right, well, it's that time again. It goes so fast when we're having a good time here. Captain Tom, if people want to reach you, how do they reach you, my friend?
It's real simple. They just go online and Google me, Captain Tom VanHorn. My website is IRL. It's an acronym for Indian River Lagoon -fishing.com. So
all right, my friend.
Real simple.
Thank you so much for sharing with us. I learned something from you this morning. I had no idea they had troll motors that could be hooked into the GPS.
Google Captain Tom VanHorn and look at the no anchor video.
All right.
Pretty good.
Good deal.
All right.
Thank you, Captain Tom.
Later.
Miss Pam?
Have a good day.
Thank you. Miss Pam, any parting words before we go?
No, I just think that he's been in that area for years and years, and anybody that wants to learn the lagoon, I always tell people the fastest shortcut to learn an area is spend the money and hire a guide.
Yeah.
It'll save you days and days, maybe weeks, out on the flats.
And I'm sure that the what you come up with is a heck of a lot better than trying to figure it out on your own.
Exactly.
Yep.
So I'm going to be giving him a call.
All right, my friends.
You're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riskella. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Grace has some pretty stellar arms, like Serena Williams good, but her face is pretty disgusting.
Someone please tell him to go back into his closet and leave us alone.
Brittany's face is so stupid and I hate her so much. It's like a scientist created her in a lab to annoy humanity and didn't even do that good of a job.
Megan reminds me of a troll doll that came to life intent on killing us with her stupidity.
Why is Grace's head so big? It definitely has nothing to do with how smart she is and probably everything to do with how bloated she is.
He's so funny. Just kidding. Who would find this disfigured flamingo funny?
Never post a selfie of yourself. You look so ugly.
The only reason you have so many views is because we think you're a freak and we can't look away.
Megan is the main reason that the world sucks so much.
I would rather get cancer than listen to another Trevor Moran song.
You are a mistake. You should have never been born.
Drown yourself in a shallow puddle, please.
Wow, I hope she's sterile.
These really stopped being funny a long time ago.
You're so much more than the things that people say about you.
Those people have no right to say cruel things to you to make themselves feel better.
It's okay that you sound different than everyone else.
That's what makes you so special.
We will not tolerate it. We will not tolerate it.
We will not tolerate it.
We will not tolerate it.
Every day, people make me feel like I stand out simply because of the way that I look.
Every day, people make me feel small.
Every day, I face the cruel words of bullying.
And every day, people tell me that I'm brave for enduring this humiliation.
But we're not the brave ones.
It's the ones that say no to the bullying.
The witnesses.
If we all join together, there's nothing that we can't do.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
When we see bullying online,
We will let the world know that we're going to take action with the I.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
Our actions will overpower cruel words.
I am a witness.
I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
There is power in words.
But it's nothing compared to the power of the actions that we put behind our words.
Visit eyewitnessbullying.org to learn more.
I am a witness, and so are you.
I'm gonna stand by you.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on. When the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper. So fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
Well, a very good morning to you. If you're just joining in, you have missed out on quite a bit this morning. I'm constantly learning. This is one of the reasons I love doing the show. I'm constantly learning about something. I had no idea that they had trolling motors. Of course, it shows you how naive I am and ignorant. No idea they had trolling motors that you could put in, hook up to your GPS and keep you in the area instead of using an anchor. What a phenomenal idea. I had some pretty rough times with anchors in the past, getting them down there and hooked on a rock or something, and really had a difficult time a couple of times here trying to get them back up. This is a great idea. I think it's phenomenal. This morning I have with me Pam Worth. She's one of the top female kayak anglers, always so generous with her time, and always a pleasure to have her on. Good morning, Miss Pam.
Good morning, sir. Yeah, people, I have seen boats sink because they couldn't get their anchor up and they tried to pull it up by using the engine or something like that and pulled the bow down.
Wow.
And they got swamped.
Wow. Well, did you know about that? Did you know that they had trolling motors that did that kind of thing?
Yeah, that's why I asked them a couple extra questions because I figured a lot of our listeners out there didn't know anything about it, and I just kind of wanted to give them an update.
Wow. Well, I was shocked. So on our next segment here, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to have two guests on at the same time. We're going to have Peter Cammarano with jcamm Lures, and we're going to have Angelia Swanson. She's the Florida Salty Cowgirl. We're going to have the both of them on at the same time. I think they have something special.
Awesome.
I think they have something special they want to share with us. So let me bring Peter on first since he was scheduled first. Peter, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well, my friend. And let me bring Angelia on. Angelia, good morning to you, my dear.
Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Doing well. Miss Pam, go ahead.
Oh, great. I'm so excited to have both of you guys on. What a great team.
Me
well,
too.
let's see what happens after the segment is over. See if you still feel that way, okay?
Gotta repeat.
So Peter had asked if I could get Angelia and him on at the same time. I think he has something he wants to discuss with the listeners and have Angelia on with him so she can kind of shed some light on it. Go ahead, Peter.
Now, what it is that in the business that we are in, a lot of us are almost afraid to go ahead and develop business relationships to where you're sharing ideas because somebody's going to steal it, okay?
Yeah,
So therefore I have to protect everything. That is such a, it's not nice to use that kind of language on radio, but you can be so much stronger as a business entity if you can go ahead and group up or be surrounded with people that think like you do, that are very focused, almost to the point. All right, you talk about A-type personalities. All right, you want to have some fun? Get a couple of A-type personalities together and say, okay, we're going to develop something. That can be interesting. But this happened. I I guess now it's been about 2.5 years. We met off of social media. In producing a lure, what I'm looking for is what kind of exposure can I get? And all of a sudden, I'm watching FSC, Salty Cowgirl, and I'm seeing postings and I'm seeing fish. I'm seeing videos, all right? And I'm looking at 5'1", maybe 100-pound soaking wet, just tearing everything up. Okay,
She's amazing. Yeah.
So we made contact, and I'll tell you what, she was tough. Well, I get about 100 requests a day to have the lure. So I had to put together a package. I had to send it down. It got fished. It got, I wouldn't say torn apart, but it got critiqued. Came back and said, okay, yes, let's give it a try. And that's how we got together. Now, we started talking about ideas. All right? Angela has a wide variety of ideas in approaching sport fishing. But with all that she does, didn't have the time to go into building, manufacturing, distribution, and so on. I'm looking for a way to expand my market. She's looking for a way to get into the market. All of a sudden, that is a setup that has all the characteristics that you need for a successful business transaction. Now, also, we have another commonality that gives us an idea of the personalities of both people. We both are Italian. Right? My people come from southern Italy, just across from Sicily. Angelia's people come from Sicily. Now, that sets up another set of dynamics we won't even go into. But it does give you an idea on how you think, because we were both brought up old school.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so we started doing, and it got so to where, all right, the number one Florida Salty Cowgirl lure, Angela said, can you do a pink and chartreuse? I said, what? Pink and you got to be, nah, you need blue and white, black and purple, green, pink and chartreuse. She, that's what I want. Can you do it? If you can't, I'll find somebody. No, I got you. Okay. So we went ahead and we did some discussion, design, how are we going to do this? What are you looking for? This is what I can do. This is what I can't, and so on. Well, we settled on the system, if you will. All right. Now, I took the colors to my manufacturer, who casts my head and does the powder coat painting. I said, I've got a client, captain down, and well, wasn't a captain at the time, but a very astute angler with a large following that wants pink and chartreuse on the 5-ounce jcamm head. He said, are you sure that's what you want? I said, I think so. And it's going to be paid up front, okay? He said, okay, how many? So we did it. Now, the heads come in, they were absolutely outstanding. Sharp, clear, vivid. Now we had to skirt them up. So we came up with 3 different ways to do it. All right? Get them delivered. Angel puts them in the water. Just tore everything up. I've got a picture of a KDW that was done last spring, all right? Strictly on the lures that Angela basically designed and I built for her. And they are a tremendous dolphin, kingfish, wahoo, done over a course of about 2 or 3 weeks. So I tell you, they can work. They work well. Now, she did, I don't know if you, Angela did a video, 20 minutes long, of fighting an amberjack, right?
I got one of them with her, with a cobia. I'll have to find the amberjack one. 57,000 views in that 20 minutes. Right? Wow.
Now, that's the following. Now, so with her background, what you decided that you wanted to do was to go ahead and pursue licensing, permits, and so on. So she got her. Just a second. They're 15 apiece, 2 for 20. 15 apiece? Yes, 2 for 20.
He's selling right now while he's on the air. Just not my kind of salesman. My kind.
Never stop selling.
They will. All right?
So,
Market, you guys
just a
can
minute.
multitask.
You're right on here, okay?
so let me share this with the listeners.
Yes. Yes, the 5-ounce head.
Yeah, let me share this with the listeners. While he's telling you guys that it's something to work with someone else, he reached out to Angelia.
Okay, it's a call-in talk show. All right, Rebecca, I'm sorry, but
That's all right.
I love doing the show, but I'm at a show myself.
Yeah,
okay?
I can tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yesterday, putting the high-speed Wahoos up on the rack, customer says, these hooks aren't sharp. And I jerked and looked at him, and I took a 10-aught stainless. It took right through the first, on the pant side of the finger, almost from the nail down to the first joint.
Ew.
You need blood thinners. 3 hours to stop the bleeding.
Oh.
It's all over the floor. It's all over my top side. Anyway, going back. So Andrew gets her captain's license, stays and gets the time, the effort, and the money necessary to not only get her master's license. Pam, you will appreciate what this takes. Not only the master captain 100-ton license, but a master captain 100-ton license.
Wow.
The instructor said in 20 years, listen, 20 years, only 3 women have passed that test the first time. Thank you very much, Florida Salty Cowgirl.
Wow.
That's who I'm doing business with. So, Angela, jump in, sweetie, okay? I don't mean to... But, but it has been a relationship to where I know jcamm Lures has gotten more exposure, and we're doing better than we would have without the Cowgirl.
Wow.
And I'm doing better than I would have done without the support of jcamm. How's that?
Wow. Well, I was.
So it's a symbiotic relationship for sure. That's one thing.
I was going to share with the listeners that Peter is saying work with others, you can get further. He really literally reached out and asked Angelia for her advice. And this, now mind you, this is somebody who's been building lures for a while. He's reaching out to somebody he really doesn't know, and has the open mind and the open heart. I'm willing to listen to what is it that you want. And she comes up with a crazy color, which I'm sure he felt at first was, this isn't going to work. And then son of a gun.
He shook his head. He truly shook his head and said I was absolutely batshit crazy. And the first show that we went to, I do a lot of the Fisherman markets with him. I'm unfortunately not with him this weekend. We'll be in Pompano at the end of April for anybody who wants to know. But anyway, the first show we went to, it was a kind of a joke because I love pink, and pink works for me. It's not just a girl thing. It truly, truly works for me. And I started getting everything pink because the guys didn't steal my stuff. But pink truly works for me. But the first show we did, people walked up on our booth and it was just covered, dripping in pink. And the guys were like, "You've got to be kidding me."
Wow.
Now they come to the show and I sell out my pink fast.
Wow.
They come running to the pink. So
wow.
Don't shake your head at pink, guys. The pink and chartreuse is the bomb. It'll catch everything. I mean, anything about it. So, and Pete's been wonderful to me. And if the jcamm line is crucial. If you don't have those jcamm lures on your boat, you're missing out. You definitely are.
Wow.
Well, I have been told by tournament captains that if you're not dragging a jcamm, you're fishing for second place.
I like that.
And I used to go to all the trouble, you guys. Our Wahoo rigs are just amazing, and Pete's building some of the most amazing Wahoo rigs these days. And I don't do any real high-speed trolling for Wahoo. I'm very successful catching Wahoo trolling at 9 knots. I've got no reason to troll at 15 knots and waste a bunch of fuel. So, but our Wahoo rigs, I used to go to the trouble of tipping them with bonita strips and all, which is pretty traditional. But I just started throwing them out there naked, being lazy. and the wahoos still hit them like mad.
Wow.
I mean, it's just crazy. You can't not catch them. I've done live videos on Facebook of me rigging a ballyhoo in one of our 5-ounce skirts and throwing it out in the water just to show how to rig it. I turned the live video off, and all of a sudden, boom, a fish hit. And I'm like, got to turn the live video right back on. I'm like, there you go. That's how fast it works.
I do.
Didn't you have one where you had a double hookup? One was on a jcamm design, and the other one was on a Cowgirl lure?
Absolutely, and landed them both.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
By the way, you guys, I have a mate that actually complains that he can't get the lines out before the fish hit him. And I'm like, oh, poo-poo, poor baby.
How funny. Wow.
I know, like, things could be worse. But anyway, fishing down in the Keys has been absolutely fantastic, you guys. When people up north, when I ask them why they live in that horrible snow, they always tell me because of the seasons. And I always make a joke and I say, well, we have seasons too. We have mahi season, we have grouper season, we have wahoo season. So that's my seasons in Florida. And right now you can actually see the seasons changing. Our water's starting to warm up down here, and you're starting to see some different fish come in, which is really fun. Still getting a few wahoo, but they're on the small side. Still getting a few kingfish on the small side. But up on the reef, it's gone crazy. I've seen some nice zero mackerels coming in, which is nice. Those are fun. Up on the reef bite's still insane. The grouper are still biting like they know it's out of season. The yellowtail are coming in flag size. Anything over a 23-inch yellowtail, we call that a flag. They're coming in huge. I mean, beautiful. Wow. And believe it or not, some permit came in off the reef for us the other day. And we thought, we're backcountry fish. And man, we pulled in a couple of beautiful permit the other day, right on the reef.
That's one I haven't heard about in a while. Permit, wow.
I know. And by the way, another boat right next to us caught a few pompano in the same area. So that was quite exciting. Those are some really different fish for us to catch. We also caught a really beautiful yellow jack, and I don't know if anybody's ever seen one, but I have a picture of me holding a really nice one up on my social media, but big, nice yellow jack, just beautiful, delicious eating. And then again, if you make it offshore out to the humps, the tuna have literally been boiling at the surface.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy. You can catch all the blackfin tuna out there that you want right now.
So if you're in the market for blackfin tuna, what you want to do is get a hold of the Florida Salty Cowgirl. She's down in the Keys. She'll give out her number in a minute, and she'll guide you out there and get you what you want.
And the tuna are quite fun, Riscala, because you can either troll the surface for them out there at the hump and they'll bite, or you can jig down at the bottom at 350 feet and they'll bite. And I never could figure out why in the world you could catch them on the surface and then you could catch them at 350 foot deep. And I read up on it, and they actually come up to the surface to feed off the bait fish, but they get too hot at the surface water, so they have to go back down to get cooled again to regulate their temperature.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
I had heard, and maybe you can kind of clarify this for me, when they begin to sound is when it works against you because they get stronger. Is that right? When they sound down in the cold water, they get stronger, and you try to keep them from getting down there because the longer they're down there, the more strength they have.
And that's absolutely true.
That's right?
Oh,
okay.
True. Yeah.
I didn't know.
And they're harder to fight up, and most of the time, those you'll lose to the sharks.
Oh, boy.
If you don't get them up faster than the sharks, you're going to lose your fish to the sharks at the hump.
Wow. Yeah, there are a lot of sharks out there. I remember.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of my posts where I bring in half lumberjacks and half tuna because the sharks get about 30% of your fish out of the hump. But you know what? I think that's really part of the fun.
It certainly is. Wow.
I know that's terrible, but it is. It's part of the fun.
All right, bear with me a minute. We're going to take a break. Don't go away, my friends. We'll be right back. It's the Fish Florida Show.
Being a dad is an adventure full of special moments.
A cruise!
Surprise! Unexpected moments.
I got this.
And even awkward moments.
Okay, Dad, thank you.
But every moment you spend with your kids, even the smallest moments, can make the biggest impact on your child's life. So take a moment to be a dad today.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I wasn't sure if I could do it. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but the teachers, the counselors, they help you. One of the teachers was Miss Araceli. Miss Araceli, she gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll come over and she'll sit there with you until you get it. Thank you, Miss Araceli. I know you make a difference in people's lives because of the person and teacher you are. I wanted to be here because I wanted to thank you for helping me get a beautiful gift. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work. Getting your high school diploma, it is a life-changing experience. It really is.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Have you ever heard of Audible? Audible is a website with hundreds of thousands of audiobooks. They're all high quality, easy to listen to, and, best of all, if you take advantage of a special deal that we've worked out for you, you can get one for free. That's right, a free audiobook of your choice in any genre, simply by going to audibletrial.com/openeyes and signing up for the free trial. It's simple to do, and it would support the shows that we bring to you, and hey, you get a free book out of the whole thing. So why not take advantage of it today? Go to audibletrial.com/openeyes and sign up for the trial.
Ask 10 different scientists about the environment, population control, genetics, and you'll get 10 different answers. But there's one thing every scientist on the planet agrees on. Whether it happens in 100 years, or 1,000 years, or 1,000,000 years, eventually our sun will grow cold and go out. When that happens, it won't just take us. It'll take Marilyn Monroe, and Lao Tzu, and Einstein, and Morobuto, and Buddy Holly, and Aristophanes. All of this was for nothing. Unless we go to the stars.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
While other stations just talk a good game, we win it.
Hey, sounds like somebody's having a lot of fun.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper. Shark, fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right, a good morning to you. If you're just joining in, you have missed out on quite a bit this morning. A lot of information, and for me, I'm always learning. So if you want to hear it, you can always go to fishfloridashow.com, www.fishfloridashow.com. Go to past events, and you will find our archives located there, and you can look up any of the old shows. This particular segment, we're doing a little differently. Of course, I have my co-host with me, who is Pam Wirtz. She's one of the top female kayak anglers here in Florida. Good morning, Miss Pam.
Good morning, sir. Great show so far. This has been really interesting.
I'm always learning. I love doing this show. And I'm going to bring Peter on in a minute, but I hear he's talking to somebody. So Peter's at one of the shows selling. So let me bring Angelia on. Angelia, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, Pete's busy selling, so that shows you right there that the lures are selling like hotcakes.
I'll tell you.
When we go to the shows, It's amazing.
And I
And
know.
by the way, on the
We need to get.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I was going to say we need to get Pete to develop one for kayaks where you can flow troll at like under 2 knots or around 2 knots.
We're working on that, Cam. We're determined to make you something that you can troll at 2 knots with. I've been playing.
Yay! I love you, girl.
Oh, trust me, don't give me a challenge. That's like I dare you, Angela. So yes, we're going to figure something out for you. Yeah, believe it or not, of course, my charters that I take, I use mostly my lures. And after people catch fish all day long on those beautiful pink and chartreuse, that's when I usually sell the most lures to my charter clients. So once they see they work, it's just a no-brainer. I actually have guys that'll call me up and say, "Hey, I want the 3 for price on the skirts, and just pick whatever colors you like."
Wow.
I always love that. So, but yes, good times. And if anybody is interested, the weekend of April 26th, 27th, 28th, Peter and I will be in Pompano Beach at a fisherman's market. I think the fisherman's market is going to show a boat show. And that'll give you a great opportunity to come out and see us, see what we make. We'll make a lot of stuff right there in front of you. Sometimes we even do a build your own lure station, which is kind of fun.
Wow.
But yeah, the shows are really a lot of fun. So.
Well, I'm going to try. I'm going to buy one of your pink lures from you. I'm going down to Panama, and I would love to visit you at that time, but I'm going down to Panama, and I am definitely going to take one and see if I can flow troll it. That's the end of April.
That would be awesome.
While we're talking about the speed, if I'm going to design, not that I'm going to, but if I wanted a lure that I wanted to pull at 6 knots versus a lure that I want to pull at, say, 15 knots, what's the difference between the two of them?
Okay, now think about this, Scholar. It's all kind of like, it's all either, I can't even think of the right word. Think about it, you're pulling these lures on a line behind the boat.
Mm-hmm.
So the heavier the lure, the lower it's going to run in the water.
Okay.
The slower you run that boat, the lower the lures are going to run in the water. The faster you run the boat, the higher they're going to run the water.
Exactly.
The less away, the higher they're going to run the water. Now you're going to want to push the water tables. So you want some of them to run nice and low, and there's different options. There's downriggers to get them very low. There's the Rapala planers that I really like, or plugs, whatever you want to call them, and they have them in different depths, 10-foot divers, 20-foot divers, 30, 40-foot divers, and I adore those. Those are very productive lures. And mixing up your trolling spread is essential. I mean, I'm going to tout FSC and jcamm lures all day, but if you don't put other types of lures in your trolling spread, you will be remiss and you will be missing out on fish.
So absolutely.
Those divers really do help you cover that water table. And then I really like to run the top runner too. That top runner is really productive with kingfish, with the tuna bite it like crazy, and it's usually just something like a really light little worm, the sand eel, just a little plastic rubber thing. Believe it or not, my most productive lure ever, a very seasoned fisherman at a tackle shop handed it to me, and I said, "You got to be joking me. This looks like something my dad handed me when I was a kid, you know?" And it's been my most productive lure to date for blackfin tuna. So you never know what's going to work. You really have to switch it up and try different things every day. I've said it before. One day they'll bite only blue, and next day they'll bite only pink. You just never know. But yes, fishing the water tables is extremely important, and your speed is going to determine a lot. It's going to determine how far you want to put the lines out, how low they're going to run in the water, how fast they run in the water. The reason I say about 9 knots, the Scholar, is because you start trolling 15 knots specifically for wahoo, you eliminate a lot of the other fish that you may catch.
Good point.
I catch plenty of wahoo trolling at 9 knots, and I don't eliminate the blackfin, the mahi, the kingfish, all the other things that you may catch. So I love that good string.
Angel, would you agree that fish also can feel pressure? So the boat that's moving faster will go ahead and say scatter cobia if they're in the area, and other pelagics.
They will absolutely scatter. They will pull hooks out of fish. Fish will miss the bite. I think throwing at 15 knots is very productive at all, but some people swear by it. So who am I to say?
Well,
But I don't think it's the best way to go.
When you set up your
at about 9 knots.
I'm curious now. You mentioned. I think that if I understand you correctly, you mentioned it's the weight of the lure, the weight that's on the head of the lure.
No.
Is
Absolutely.
So the heavier it is, in order for you to maintain the proper depth, you would have to go faster. The lighter it is, you could go slower. Is that correct?
The heavier the weights are going to run lower in the water, no matter your speed.
Oh, okay.
The lighter weights are going to run higher in the water, no matter your speed.
Oh.
It's just like, what is it? The theory of relativity or something.
I figured if you're going fast enough, you'd end up at the top of the water.
That's right. Right. Exactly.
So my question is, Pam had mentioned one for the kayaks. This is strictly curiosity on my part. What would happen?
Thank you for bringing that up, Pam. Last time we saw each other, we didn't have anything for kayakers. If you're coming down at the Pompano end of April for another tournament, I'll have a prototype for a 4-prong teaser that you can run 4 small squid strips off and one down the center.
Wow.
Cool. I'll be down there June 20th, but as I was telling Angelia, I'm headed to Panama, the country, and I'm fishing out of a kayak for rooster, tuna, sails. So I'm leaving the end of April. So we're going to get one mailed to me, and we'll get a lot of video on it.
Do you need somebody to carry your bags?
Pick me.
I am extremely easy, okay? No, but I wanted to let you know that we have been working on that. All right, and it has great possibilities. We just need a little more time to get it in the water, test it, see what it looks like, and so on. Now, I also heard you. And by the way, sold a dozen lures during the commercial. Okay. I had 20. I had 20 scattered on the table, okay? But this is so much fun.
Oh, my goodness.
But when Angelia I heard the part that, yes, we're very proud of what we put out as far as the lures and so on, but you would be remiss by not using others. But when you look at where they go, if you've seen a live bait pod in the wild, you'll see where there's very tightly bunched, and stragglers or predator fish are trying to break that pod apart so they can get scattered on it. All right. I don't think, I'm not going to say Pam is old enough. I don't know about Riscala. I don't think so. But Hopalong Cassidy. Anyone remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I remember Hoppy and his sidekick, California.
All right, now, what he's got is 12 bad guys in black hats and dark horses, and he's in the white horse and so on, and he's chasing them down. He doesn't go around to the front to get the leader. He picks off the stragglers and works his way up, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Same thing. When you're setting a trolling spread, like Angelia was saying, you need different lures in different places in the spread. The boat is the pod, the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So there's safety. Now, then as you pull back, the stragglers, the ones that are closest to the boat, have still got a lot of energy and life, and they're moving as hard as they can to get back to the boat. As you pull back, the stragglers are getting weaker, and finally you have one that is so far behind that becomes your shotgun. That's the one that'll get about 40% of your hits.
Wow.
So you use big aggressive lures close to the boat, and as you pull back, you start going to jet heads, divers, like Angelia's talking about, and so you use a combination so that you're trying to project a certain type of look.
Wow.
And it can change day to day, minute by minute.
I'm always changing my trolling spread.
Wow.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Now, I do have my favorites, and I do have my little ways I'm stuck in, but I always am changing my trolling spread up. If I troll for an hour and I don't get a hit, I change my trolling spread up. So it's a constant learning process. It's a constant learning curve. And like I said, one day they'll hit all of these kind of lures, and the next day they only will hit the other kind of lures. So you really have to be prepared for anything.
I apologize for jumping in, but I've got a workshop that I'm due to conduct
Yeah, and we're
now.
We're all out of time. My friends, join us next week. We'll be back at 8 to 10 a.m. It has been an honor and a privilege to be with you. We've had Pam. She's one of the top female kayak anglers. We've had Angelia. She's a guide down in the Keys. We've had Peter Cammarano with jcamm Lures. And great conversation. Thank you, everyone. Greatly appreciate it. See you in a week.
All right, take care now.
Bye now.